thank you guys for your patience. I'm my own camera person, so sometimes the help you have is yourself. Sometimes things don't go as smoothly as you expect, but not giving up sometimes is the best you can do. And sometimes, even though things don't go perfectly, you can work with what it is once you accept what it is. Um, so thank you everyone that has taken time to join us. I am going to adjust my camera again, but I found the right way to do it. And trying to, so please forgive the imperfection of just not wanting to be what it need to be today. She not giving what she need to give all the time, but let's see. Okay, this is much better because y'all can only see about that much, which works for me sometimes, but today, But today we're going to be addressing something that a lot of people have lots of questions about. I had lots, still have lots, but still learning every day. So I feel that caring is sharing the information that you possess to help other people who, even though you don't know everything, a lot of times what you do know is beneficial to someone who knows even less than you. So once they get where they're going, they can share what they learned along their path. And that's what I'm learning too. In special education or having family members who may have delays, it's important to find what you need and to find others who know more. So to me, being on this journey has been more like a relay. Those who are ahead of you pass back what they can. And if we keep doing this, it makes it easier. It helps you thrive in your community, not just survive in it. In this particular book here, it's something that I talked about last week, but we didn't get into a lot of detail. But this book, oh my God, tells you so much information that you don't know that you need, and that there are resources and services outside of just school for them. Um, and what services are available, who to talk to, who the teachers talk to. Um, for us, it has been really helpful to know the services that are available and what you can do in certain situations. It has been helpful to know why it's important to know the difference between an IEP and a 504. And then why you need an IFSP, which is an individual family services plan. And the purpose of an IFSP and an IEP. An IEP focuses on the direction of their education and their gains. An IFSP is for helping, say, for instance, your grandparents or your child's grandparents would be watching you while you're at work or on vacation, or whatever the case may be, whatever caretaker, maybe your brother or your sister will be watching your child. Even if it's a neighbor that you have them watch them regularly and you all have a daycare arrangement, for them, they would provide services while your child is in their care so that they can help them develop skills. Say your goal is for your child to learn to feed themselves or to learn to effectively communicate, because lots of times, if your child is on the spectrum, it is more communication issues. It's not necessarily intellectual, because there are children who are nonverbal who are quite bright, but for one reason or another, developmentally, they may need a speak box. But those same children can learn to clean, take care of themselves, and things of that nature. So you need to know what services are available. And these are, and they will also direct you to those services outside of that for your family. And they won't just address just a caretaker, things that they need to do within their own home, and help you with that. And knowing what it is that they are missing, and you set family goals for your household. So, and that generally takes place between the ages of 1 up till they're 3, but usually like 90 days before they are being evaluated to go to public school or whatever school program that you will have them in. They will set a transition program and process so that they'll get a caseworker to help you with that process and get them evaluated where they will get an IEP. And at that point, they will be aging out of the before 3 program. State to state, it's different. Here, it is called Babies Can Wait. In other states, it is something else. They have different entities in place, and it lets you know what's available. So that's really helpful. My favorite part of this book, in chapter 2, it talks about special education translated. It's translation of different terms that you'll need to know, but will be included in their IEP, different things that they will say that sometimes kind of fly over our head because there's so much information coming at you at one time. There will be questions you need to ask that you won't even remember to ask during the course of the conversation as you wait for them to stop talking and so you can and try to retain as much as you can so that you can ask questions. You'll forget certain things that you'll want to ask. There's about certain terms. So having information about that and understanding what due process is and all of that, but having the information that you need. On page 22, it says what all these letters mean, like all the acronyms, or the different things that they're telling you so that you can ask. And then some of it will be explained, be self-explanatory once you get those terms. Understanding what disabilities there are, what their rights are, what's your process, how to apply the information you learned, the purpose of the different things like, what's the difference between an IDEA 204? What's the difference between an IEP? What's the difference between an IFSP? Why do you need it? Why do you need a 504? And then a side-by-side comparison of each of them, like the side-by-side comparison of about the law of because each of these are actually laws. An ADA, the IDEA, the Section 504, and what's the benefits of each one of these. And the ADA covers all persons with disabilities. That's an act. And it's limited in certain ways, like the 2004, that is for people under the age of 20, from 3 to 20, and that services them. The 504, you can use even after they're 20. You can use it when they're no longer in high school. You can use it as they get older and they need other services and help. How to get state funding. They help you with that. How to get other services that they will need. Transportation to doctor's appointments. Transportation to get their needs met for, even if they just want to go to the store, how to get a companion, how to get services for in-home care. This also covers the aging and the elderly, the 504 does. And it covers so many different other things. This book covers everything. Now, I got it at the Dallas Public Library. So it's the Everything Parents Guide to Special Education. It covers um, all the different ratings of behaviors, different kinds of behaviors, how to advocate for them, um, how to create an ideal IEP, figuring out what classroom setting is best for your kid, um, even helping them with programming. What can you do if you feel that your child is in a district where they're not going to be best served because of what they don't have available? How do you get them to another school and still get transportation services? Because they will tell you no, but there is a way to get a yes. And in this particular book, it tells you how to get that. What do you do if they won't allow your child to ride the bus, but their behavior is not dangerous, but what's causing concern? Well, we had an issue with that when it came to transportation. And one of the bus drivers was having a problem with our daughter because of her singing that bothered him. But he put it in the terms as if she was being disobedient and wouldn't stop singing, when that was actually her way of coping. And it was a form of stimming. It was verbal stimming. So I had to go to the Board of Education and talk with them about that. Um, and other options can be met, but one has to know who to talk to about that, because sometimes they're like, well, this is what's available and we can't do this. Well, they can, but you have to let them know what it is exactly you want done. Because if you don't know what you want done, and they don't know what they're supposed to do, because everybody in those positions don't actually always have all the information. You have to show them what it is you need, which is kind of hard to be in that position. So it's important to have that information. That's why they say passing that information back and sharing it is really crucial. Um, what types of programs are there? That part. Because not knowing that there's something available doesn't help if you don't know how to request it and you don't even know that it exists. So having the verbiage and the direction of where to go is crucial. And this book here, oh my God, the Special Education Source Book. This is if you are teaching at home, you really need this, but it also helps you know what's available for other things, and it gives you where to get the resources. So that's like really helpful. It also gives you so much information as where, why you need to know this information, and who. It covers everything down to different disabilities, different books to read, who to reach out to, issues with nutrition, if your child has eating issues. Oh, reading for content fields. It's just a curriculum guide. So if you know, you know, but if you don't know, I'm here. So thank you all so much for joining me in the room with a special agenda. I hope this information was beneficial. And again, this book, The Everything Parents Guide to Special Education, was written by Amanda Morin. I'm going to try to put this in the link today. Hopefully it works out better than last week. And also this one, Michael S. Rosenberg and Irene Edmond Rosenberg, PhD and MPA. So these people know, and this is important. So take the time to check these out. Trust me, you will be happy that you had the opportunity to do it. If you cannot find the books in the library in your state, you can request them even out of state. Ask your librarian. And if you prefer to keep the copy permanently once you get one of theirs and you look at it, you read it, you loved it a lot, like I have with certain books, check Amazon out. Check out Amazon. Have a great night, you all. Thank you for joining us in the room for a personal agenda. Hopefully, these two books give you the peace that it has given me and the help you didn't know you needed. Have a good night. Good night. Okay.